Once we are finished with the game-related microservice business logic, we are ready to implement the mobile application. However, we first need to introduce some basic concepts about front-end development for both web and mobile applications. Firstly, let's start with the icon folder. In this folder, we can find icons in SVG format, which can be used in application development. By double-clicking on one of them, we can edit their content and see the preview on the right. Soon we will be adding our own icons to personalize the game application. The folder named Resources has useful resources for the application, such as JSON files, text, images, and others. As we will later show, these kind of resources can be read through a block key. It is important to note that if this folder has not been used in the microservice, it can also be created to access resources in the backend. By default, Blazedpath has created 3 resources archives in the frontend. We can see 2 archives related to application internationalization, the culture N and culture SP for English and Spanish. These archives have different date formats, symbols to represent decimals, monetary symbols, thousands separated symbols, and text translations. These translations are based on key value pairs, in which the key is a text string in between double brackets throughout the application. The Onload event starts at the same time as the application, and by default, this event sets the internationalization for the archives, the menu, the other options such as the titles, main icons, and welcome UI components. The OnError event will appear when any uncaptured error or exemption is thrown from the application, and by default it just shows an alert with the error information. The front-end components are the basic visualization units. In these components, we can build both the visualization and the logic behind it, using different widget-dependent events. To further explain, we are going to open the component CMP Home. The first thing that we see is the design view, where we can build the visual aspect of the component. In this tab on the left side, we have a series or list of widgets that could be used to build the layout of our components. We have grids, HTML renderers, icons, labels, and others. Throughout a drag and drop mechanism, we will be able to add widgets and design the UI component with a WYSIWYG schema. On the right side, we can see and set the details of each widget details that we have selected. We can also see the outliner in the lower right, where the hierarchy of all the widgets and containers that are a part of the component is represented in a tree. In here, we can move the widgets around, for example, if we wish to move them to another container. To define the behavior, we have the Logic tab. In there, we can implement the logic associated to the widgets or any other function the component may have. The usability is very similar to what we have already seen on the microservices, so the workflow should feel very familiar. The difference is that we will have specific blockage to interact with the widgets defined on the Design tab. In the top right corner, we have the model for the component, where we can store different variables that are shared across the component. It's useful to store a state and make decisions using the stored values. To read and write this variable, we will be using the read model and write model blocking. Below the model, we will find the section that refers to the events and functions. If we right-click on the events sections, we can see the base events of the components that are named with the nomenclature main _ something. We can also see the events of the widget we added to the design and define the function and events if they require specific behavior. We can also create functions for the component by right-clicking and selecting New Function on the Function section. In the lower right section, we can see the definition associated to the routes. These routes are used to access the components directly from the URL or to navigate from one component to another. One of the most important events that we are going to find is the main _ init. This is the first event that executes when the component is opened. From here, we can, for example, call a microservice or fill up the widgets with received information.